After over a year's worth of hype and anticipation, Metro Exodus is finally launched into 4A Games, celebrating the momentous occasion with a brand new trailer. So in it, we see some of the best post-apocalyptic landscape and the game has to offer, each one brimming with a dark and gritty atmosphere. It also showcases some of the praise the game has already received from critics, and Metro Exodus is the third entry in the story-driven shooter series and is available on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. AKS Games has launched a couple of new trailers for Fate or Extelia Link. So the trailers feature two popular characters for the Fate series, the Archer class servant Nameless and the Caster class servant Tamamo no Mei. So the game is a sequel to Fate Extelia and Umbrella Store and will feature 10 new playable servants from other entries in the Fate series. So the game is set to release this March for PC, PS4, Switch and Vita. So the game will feature 4-on-4 multiplayer mode on all platforms except the Vita. Although Nintendo France's managing director Philippe Laveau has previously said that the doubts the VR will go mainstream, rumors are now surfacing that Nintendo may be announcing their own version of the experience for the Switch this year. So according to the Nintendo World Report, several sources have said that select first-party titles will receive the VR support. Other evidence also exists, such as screen pleating VR mode hidden in the console firmware and the Nintendo patent application for a head-mounted display. The latest Nintendo Direct has definitely filled with lots of games to look forward to. However, it mentioned nothing about Bayonetta 3. This has left the fans concerned about the development of the game, especially with the Platinum Games announcing a new ambitious game. Well, if you're a Bayonetta fan, don't freeze. Senior Product Marketing Manager Bill Turinen has revealed that Bayonetta 3 will indeed be launching later this year, and no specific window was mentioned, but we should get a solid date in the next couple of months. The Division 2's open beta is scheduled to open from March 1st to 4th, and if you played during the private beta and are wondering whether you can continue your progress in the open beta, the answer is simply no. Given that the open beta will feature the same content as the private beta, those who played in the previous beta can choose to just skip this one and just wait for the full release. However, if you can't get enough to the Division 2 and don't mind starting over, go ahead and jump to back in. A new endless mode called Stalker Trails is coming to Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. According to Funcom, the mode will populate a selection of the game's mobbed with different types of enemies to create new challenges. Players will have access to all new members, mutations and skills, but weapons will have to be bought and upgraded, while armor and headgear will be unlocked along the way. The mode will arrive later this month and should give the rather short game a new breath of life. Bandai Namco will be releasing an update for Jump Force in this coming days, though that will fix some stability issues, get rid of some bugs, and improve load times. The patch will also allow players to skip cutscenes, which quite frankly is a godsend given how most of them are definitely missable. So no exact release date was given for when the patch will roll out, and Bandai Namco has also said that there are other patches in the works for the game that will be revealed in the future announcement. Reports is saying that Tencent is currently in talks with AA to bring Apex Legends to China. An anonymous source told the South China Morning Post that both companies are locked in negotiations to reach a deal. Apex Legends has been a huge hit since its launch and hitting more than 25 million registered players in just a week. So not bad for a game that was announced and launched on the same day. Of course, bringing the Titanfall Battle Royale spin-off of the massive Chinese market will only serve to boost those numbers. Team Ninja announced during the recent EVO Japan that Dead or Love 6 will be getting a demo. These will be available for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold members only and will run from February 22 until the 24th. The Dead or Love 6 demo will give players the chance to try the game's free training mode, tutorial, and also the introduction to the story mode. There will also be online ranked lobbies, plus all 24 characters will be playable. The game fully launches on March 1st for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Save the day. Side Arena has suffered another delay. The game was first supposed to launch on January 29th, but it was pushed back to March. Now, after a closed beta, Daybreak Game Company has decided to push the game's launch back even further to this summer. Daybreak will be refunding all Planet Side Arena pre-orders as well, and it's possible that Daybreak's decision may be because of the feedback they got from the beta. But it's hard to imagine that Respawn surprise hit Apex Legends didn't play a part in changing the devs' plan. The 2 versus 2 fighting game by SNK will be coming to PC. SNK revealed during EVO Japan 2019 that SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy will be arriving on PC via Steam on February 21, 2019. Got to assemble your heroines and battle head-on with your opponents. Choose from an iconic cast of female SNK characters and feature enemies with style as well as elegance. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy first launch for the Nintendo Switch and will be arriving next week for PC.
Player 2 wins.
Today's feature deal is Steve and a climbing simulation game released in 2016, and it's currently available at the best price of 60.74 cents, while on Steam it retails at a price of 29.99 cents. Get this game today through our trusted store and save 77% on your CDK purchase. Get more of today's deals. Simply type in !deal in the stream chat now. Make the smart move it over to Allkeyshop.com to compare CDK prices and save more.
Huge cracks courtesy of earthquakes persist to appear as we draw closer to Fortnite's 8th season. We know what we had caused the cracks to appear, but we know not what caused the earthquakes themselves. Players have been speculating as to what the source of the earthquakes are and what said events are signaling. All guesses are presumed to be unconfirmed until February 28, 2019, when Season 7 concludes and Season 8 commences. All that is shrouded will be unveiled with time. That game company has brought its beautiful adventure game Flower to PC via Steam, GOG, or the Epic Games Store in celebration of the game's 10th anniversary. In doing so, the developers spread all the love, joy, and peace that Flower promotes to a much wider audience. The game places you in control of the winds as they carry petals across breathtaking landscapes. Use the petals you have gathered to resuscitate dead areas. Developers accomplish their mission of making flowers and escape from stress and loneliness. Artifact's bleeding persists as it struggles to have up to 1,000 concurrent players a day. This is very alarming because when the game was marketed last year, it was piqued the interest of many players and it did very well during its first week. Since then, the game's active player base has been rapidly diminishing. Artifact is now at a critical stage and some effort needs to be invested if the game is to have any type of the longevity. Valve has not spoken to the state of their card game, so Artifact's future is unclear. ZeniMax Online Studios MMORPG The Elder Scrolls Online will be receiving its Ratstone DLC soon. This DLC sets out to challenge players to find both halves of the mysterious Ratstone tablet with two new 4-player dungeons, Depths of Molitor and Frost Vault. Radstone also initiates the Season of Dragon Year Long Adventure. The DLC game pack would drop for PC on February 25, 2019. PS4 and Xbox One will receive the DLC on March 12, 2019. Visit the game's official website for more information. Fall of Light Darkest Edition is officially on Steam and it launches with a free update for all players. Now, everyone can embrace the darkness of this story-driven dungeon crawler. Get ready to embark a dark adventure as an old warrior who is taking his daughter to see the last remnants of sunlight. Should they desist conversion forces, all efforts to defeat the Shadowborn enemies will prove futile. The new patch 1.5 also features a new dungeon with a new boss fight, traps, enemies, and weapons. Dungeons 3 and expected DLC is now available for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The DLC prolongs the story of Dungeon 3. Realm Forge Studios share that this DLC takes the dungeon building theme on a challenging, fully voiced new campaign set across 3 new maps. Players will encounter a new creep type and a new boss to contend within the form of the Queen of the Forest. The announcement also came with a video which gives a glimpse of what players can expect when they indulge in Dungeon 3 Unexpected DLC.
Thalia is blundered straight into the middle of the Ant Clan. But her ally, the Dark Lord, has heard the commotion, and suddenly the odds have changed. That was truly unexpected.
Team Ninja left fans salivating after churning out a stream of exciting announcements at EVO Japan. Said announcement entailed the pre-launch Dead or Alive 6 Deluxe demo, a new esports venture named the Dead or Alive World Championship, and the first news on the upcoming Dead or Alive 6 Season Pass 1. The Season 1 Pass will feature 2 characters from SNK's The King of Fighters X1V. You can visit the Dead or Alive 6 official website for further information. February 28, 2019 marks the day forgiveness graces the Steam store with its presence. Noama Tom or Tom extends an invitation to you to try mind-bending puzzle game on the mentioned date. As further incentive to grab a copy, the game will be 15% off from the store price during the first week of launch. The trailer issued with the announcement is narrated by a chilling male voice proclaiming to be the voice of God. On the 28th, the onus is on you to prove that you are worthy of God's forgiveness. Finally, Car Mechanic Simulator enthusiasts on the go can enjoy the game as it now on the Nintendo Switch. Now there is no excuse as even whilst on the road, players can roll their sleeves up and get to work. If you have prior knowledge in fixing cars, it is definitely a plus. However, the developers have made the game accessible to even players absent the know-how. Car Mechanic Simulator has very intuitive controls and clear instructions which makes the experience on the Switch every bit as fun as on their platforms. Funcom has announced that Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden fans will receive the Stalker Trials mode late February. This endless mode features some changes to the base game, which gives players a new challenging way to play. The full Stalker Trials mode will only be available for PC at the end of this month, but the developers fully intend to release it on the consoles. The date for the console release is yet to be announced. Funcom also minds players to back up their game data as any beta bugs may cause them to regress. Dungeon Stars is available on the Switch as of February 19, 2019. Dungeon Stars is a family-friendly game set in a rich 3D world where very lovable characters reside. Rescue your fellow heroes from ferocious beasts that hail from the shadows of creepy dungeons. Prepare to engage button-mashing action as you attempt to return the stars to their celestial homes. Players who detest excessively grind-intensive games will have a blast with Dungeon Stars as it is cheered for having a very rapid progression system. Today's feature deal is T, a climbing simulation game released in 2016. It is currently available at a best price of 6.74 euros, while its Steam price is 29.99 euros. Get this game today through our trusted store and save 77% on your CDK purchase. To get more of today's deals, just type !deal in the stream chat now, make the smart move, and head over to allkeyshop.com to compare CDK prices and save more.